Hey guys, and welcome back to the Retail Rip Review. The NBA season is underway, and if you've been in the stores recently, I'm sure you've seen this product all over the shelves. Now that Topps has its NBA license back again, it's the new release of 2025-26 Topps Basketball. I grabbed one of each of the current retail formats that are available to us. We're going to kind of talk about them and see what we can expect to get. Then we're going to open them each one by one and try and figure out which one's the best. Let's see what we can find. Now, before we open our cards, very quickly, I just wanted to kind of go over what you can expect to find in some of these products. If you've opened any of the Topps baseball products, you'll be really familiar with the way that these cards look, and also a lot of the parallels and some of the inserts even that are in here are very similar, if not identical, to the baseball ones. For instance, you'll find holofoil and rainbow foil parallels in here, similar to the baseball ones, and in the hanger boxes, you'll also find Diamante parallels. Now, no complaints about that because actually I think the Diamantes look pretty awesome. There's nothing exclusive to the Fat Packs. They just have the same other retail exclusive parallels that are available to them. And if you want, you can find checklists online already, or odd sheets, I should say, that kind of give you the breakdown about what you can expect to find odds-wise for each format. These are readily available. You can find them on Reddit, free of charge. So don't pay anybody for any of this information. This is all public access. But what it really comes down to is, for me looking at the list, my big takeaway was that there are actually a lot of hobby exclusive inserts and parallels that aren't available in retail, which is kind of a shame, including some of the more popular ones like the home court cards, which are kind of like the basketball equivalent of the home field advantages. And those aren't going to be available in retail. In fact, I only saw 2 retail exclusive inserts that on the list that I think, maybe there's more, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's one called Sonic Boom and one called Soul Ambitions. I'll pop those up on the screen so you can get a look at them. And from what I understand, those are short print case hits, and obviously they're going for crazy prices right now, but I think those are the only 2, which is pretty disappointing. The Blaster Box also tells you to look for exclusive season tip-off parallels. These are actually pretty similar to the spring training parallels they had back in Series 1. Kind of like a black and white NBA or like basketball net border on them as opposed to just a regular border. We'll obviously see some of those when we open up our blaster. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek about what to expect versus not to expect in hobby versus retail. And these are the only retail formats that are out right now. There will be mega boxes and also Fanatics blasters as well too. And I can tell you, just looking at the odd sheets, both of those seem like better formats overall, especially the Fanatics blasters. The odds on the Fanatics blasters are substantially better than any of these retail formats. So to be honest with you, unless you're chasing Diamantes, I probably would go with those. So maybe we'll see those on the channel moving forward. But let's go ahead and open these up and see what we find. All right, let's go ahead and bust into this Fat Pack. And we're going to be looking for anything from a lot of the rookies, Cooper Flagg, obviously, any of the top 5 or top 10 draft picks. So Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Cooper, VJ Edgecombe, and then, also a special lookout for our boy in training, Jan Hansen. I feel like he's got some early meme status, so, he's an easy inductee to the boys club if we start coming across him. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's see what we can find. Oops. All right, here. Let's start out with the rookie here, Trey Johnson. That's a good one. He's a 6th overall pick this year. Carter Bryant, Ben Surratt. We got all our rookies here at the start. And here's some of our vets, Gigi Jackson. There's some legends in here too, which is pretty fun, I think. There's Rick Barry on the Warriors. Spud Webb of our Atlanta Hawks. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's even more rookies. Okay, that's pretty nice. Will Riley. Here's John Behringer. There's VJ Edgecombe. Definitely one of the people that we were looking for. He's had a huge start to his career. I mean, he and Maxey are kind of willing the Sixers to victories here, because I feel like Embiid's he's toast at this point. There's Shaedon Sharpe. Oh, we got upside down stuff here. Let's see. Let's see. All right. I love these cards. This is kind of like the basketball Come Here You. We've got Protect Home Court. Wolves bring the energy. All right. They're bringing that energy. Minnesota unstoppable at home thanks to energized defense. Good job, guys. All right. We got D'Angelo. There's Chet. Grizz Fight and Claw. Grit and Grinds. There you go. That's nice to see. Good job by you boys. There's Luke Kennard now on the Hawks, so he gets a special shout out. That's a cool shot with OG Anunoby. Look at that. It's just dunking on everybody. Kind of like that. I'm going to put that over here. All right, we got Danny Advia. He really came on last year. Let's see here. Ron Holland. There's Bronny. All right, we got some inserts coming up here. All right, we got a power players here with Victor. Awesome. I mean, anything with Victor on it is definitely, I feel like, what we're after here, because there's just no one quite like him. I don't know if you guys watch a lot of basketball, but if you watch anybody play, watch a game with him. I just feel like, I don't know, the things he can do with the ball, unlike any other big man I've ever seen. But you'll also recognize the fact that the power players insert, for example, is exactly the same that's the one in the Topps Chrome, I believe. Look, we got two power players and Dylan Harper behind him, his teammate. That's very cool. Is one of these a parallel? I didn't know you could get two of them like that. Oh, well. I don't see any numbering or anything special about him, but that's pretty awesome. Those would be two that I would be looking for as far as inserts go. Here's another insert that you can find in the baseball one. This is the 8-Bit Ballers insert with Noah Essengay here. Another rookie, which is always good. Let's go through the rest here. Those are our hits, but we have A.J. Johnson. We got another one here. Pistons rain three-pointers. Pistons shoot the lights out. Okay. Anthony Edwards. Thunder up. Trio dominates on both sides of the ball. They certainly did last year. Pat Williams, Derek Jones, Grady Dick, Kuminga, Joel Embiid, Jordan Clarkson, and Josh Hart. That's going to do it for our Fat Pack. So we got let's see, we got 3 inserts and then a decent amount of rookies. So overall, I think that one was pretty good. On to the next one. All right, that was a pretty decent start for our Fat Pack. Let's go ahead and get into our hanger. Okay, here we go. Big stack. There's Larry Bird, on Larry Legend on the Legends card. I like that. Along with John Stockton. You know, not a huge Stockton fan. I just feel like by consensus, did anyone ever like him as a player? I'm sure Utah fans. Detlef Schrempf, another legend there. We got some of our rookies here. Broom, Colin Murray Boyles, he's a top 10 pick. Max Christie. Jaime Jaquez, Jamal Murray. We got incoming new Mavs duo shines. Oh man, that's this is very unfortunate. I mean, obviously, if you're not aware, I feel like I don't know how long it was after Anthony got traded there, but Kyrie tore his ACL. So they didn't shine for too long, but hopefully they'll be back soon. Got some more rookies here. Let's see who we got. Where's our boy? Where's Yang? Where's Yang Gang? Stand up. Tracy McGrady, Isaiah Thomas, Igor. Yeah, I just feel like, obviously because the NBA rosters are just so much smaller than the baseball ones, kind of have to mix in some of the legends, but I don't mind it. There's Giannis. Let's see here. Dylan Brooks, De'Aaron Fox, Michael Porter. DC above all. DC duo dazzles the city. I don't know about that. I feel like that might be, you kind of pulling the wool over our eyes on that one there. For the land, all-stars lead the way for the Cavs. Okay. Jalen Suggs, Celtics pride, the Jays shine. Get well soon, Jason Tatum. Cade Cunningham, there's LeBron. All right, we've got a parallel of Dyson Daniels. Awesome. I feel like, Dyson, don't want to put every single member of the Hawks starting lineup on our boys list, but big fan of Dyson. He came on so strong last year. But this is just a rainbow foil. So yeah, this is an example of the rainbow foils that you can get in the retail formats, just like the baseball ones. Behind that, we have an 8-Bit Ballers with Dirk on it. That's pretty cool. Here's an example of a different insert that you don't find in baseball. This one's called Generation Now, featuring I think this is just the rookie class for this year. This is Jeremiah Fears, another top 10 pick for this year. I have another 8-Bit Ballers with Trey Johnson for Washington. I was like, wait a minute, the Wizards? Yeah, they are the Wizards. That's right. Behind that, we have another Power Players here with Kawhi. And another Generation Now with Neek Clifford. And these are going to be our Diamantes. Awesome. Yeah, we got Cooper on the Diamante. That's a great pull. I mean, you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just me, but I think the Diamantes look fantastic. Just feel like the I don't know, like the way that it looks in the background, like it's not too obscure. You can really see like the definition of the cracks. It just kind of really makes the background pop. And to get Cooper, he's obviously the top one we can get. We're gonna go ahead and sleeve him up because that's pretty awesome. All right, so Topps Basketball being pretty nice to us here so far. There's Derek Queen. He was involved in the controversial trade involving our Hawks here this past year, where the Pelicans traded up and gave us next year's first-round pick to get Derek Queen. Boy, I'm hoping they tank this year. And we have our throwback card here. This is Jared Vanderbilt for the Lakers. I'm not sure. I guess it's just a 35th or 45th anniversary. So this is a 1980 design. Very cool. All right, and then we find that we just got more vets. Let's kind of go through some of these guys. Oh, we got one of these. Won't bow down. Pels pair control game. Well, the Pels are pretty quick to bow down, to be honest with you. Rob Dillingham, man, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I just feel like that pick's turning out to be a disaster. Heat check. Suns duo heat up scoreboard. That's another one where you're kind of faking us out here. The Suns weren't heating anybody up. Anthony Davis, Brandon Miller, Reed Shepherd, and we're going to end with Zach Edey. Oh, it's got a stamp on here. Oh, it's the all-rookie team, I guess. Very cool, though. Like that. So there you go. We actually got a pretty decent amount of stuff out of the hanger box, and we pulled the best rookie we could pull on the Diamante, which, like I said, is one of my favorite parallels. So all in all, I'd say this was a huge success. Let's check out the blaster. All right, let's go ahead and wrap things up with our blaster here. We're going to get 84 total cards with 7 packs per box. I said, haven't come across anything crazy so far, but I've been pretty pleased with the names that we've gotten. Let's see if the blaster follows suit. Here we go. Let's get into it. Jaden Ivey, Vanderbilt, Quickly, Kelly Oubre. It's our first rookie in there. Coward, and Jace Richardson, and Adu Thiero of the Lakers. Corey Brea. Have a generation now with Dylan Harper. Very cool. Pulled his power players there in the, was that in the first one, in the Fat Pack? And we've got a holofoil here of Lou Dort. Pretty cool. But yeah, once again, if you're familiar with the baseball holofoils, it's exactly the same. You're going to end with a Julius Randle landscape there. All right. Draymond, Jared McCain, Filipowski. There's a Legends card of Bill Russell. And also of Kareem. And George Gervin. Oh, a lot of legends in this one. Drake Powell on the rookie. And we have another one of our 45th anniversary 1980s card with Jaime Jaquez. I'm going to put you over here. And then behind that we have another 8-bit ballers with Devin Booker. And this is an example of, what was that called? The tip-off parallel here with Tari Eason. So you can see it does kind of remind me of the spring training parallel. So, once again, stuff like this, you're really just kind of depending on the name you get. And we have Jazz Dance. Youthful Jazz play hard. Once again, I just feel like that's a lie. If anything, the past 5 years, the Jazz have been known for not playing hard because they tank every year. And I got to be honest with you, this year is not going to be any different. So I'm on to you. All right, we got Kason Wallace. Let's see here. Won't Bow Down. We already saw that one. Let's see. Heat Check. We saw that one again here. We got Thomas Sorber on the rookie. There's Dylan Harper. Awesome. Go ahead and put you next to your Generation Now insert. There's Jarris Walker, CJ, and we got Paul George on the power players. And behind that, the Green Brothers, AJ and Draymond. Next pack. Gary Trent, there's Anthony Davis, Reed Shepherd, Zubac, there's our rookie Liam McNeely, Chaz Lanier, there's Hartenstein on the 80s. Put you over here. Generation Now with Ben Surratt. And we've got a rainbow foil of Kobe White of the Bulls. And Sabonis behind that. 3 packs left. Jovic, there's that Zach Edey card again. Okay, there's Stephon Castle. All right, so now I see more of these here. I do like that little symbol, you know, it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. We'll go ahead and put you over here. Different pile. There's Larry again, John again, and Scrimp. Yeah, a lot of correlation here because we pulled that exact same trio in the other pack. There's Kawhi on the power players. We also, the power players, they do look nice. They've got like some sort of, I'd have to compare it to a power players from top, the baseball. I don't have it handy, but it's got like a little holofoil thing going on there. Or maybe that's a holofoil variation. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it does look like it. So maybe this is a parallel of the power players. I'll have to confirm that. And then we've got another one of the tip-offs here with Miles Bridges and Miles Turner. Our next pack, we got a Knicks card here. Big Apple W, Knicks teammate Shine. Big year for them, or it's, I feel like the pressure's on. Chris Middleton. We got the Yes Sirs, Pacers vets lead Indy to victory. Tough start for them so far here. Jalen Johnson, there's our boy on the base card, the landscape card too. They did him justice on that. Let's put you up here. You're not quite on the stand, but you're not down yet either. Colin Murray-Boyles, Broom, Max Christie, Emmanuel Quickley on the 80s, Derek Queen on the 8-bit ballers, Behringer again, and Ryan Dunn. And our last pack. All right, we got Jalen Green, Lonzo, Dorian Finney-Smith, Brandon Ingram, Jamal Murray. There's our Dallas duo again. Yannick Niederhauser, what a cool name. Maxim Renaud, Trey Johnson on the 80s, that's cool. Always happy to get a rookie on these, especially a top pick. He's 6 overall. Here's another insert that we haven't seen yet, and VJ on that. Awesome. This is the Clutch City Prospects insert. Happy to get him on it. We did pull his base rookie, but happy to get him on an insert as well. You know, we'll put you over here. We're utilizing all the stands today. There's Kyrie on the tip-off parallel, and Marcus Sasser behind that. So all in all, we only got 3 of the tip-off parallels, which honestly, I thought we would get more of those. Not that I'm complaining. I'd rather get some other ones than that, but all in all, I think that we got some okay stuff. Like I said, and the more that I look at it here, this Kawhi Power Players card definitely seems like a parallel. So I guess that was like our quote-unquote big hit, if we were to classify it as such. But, you know, maybe the blaster wasn't as successful, but I thought the hangers and the fat packs actually represented themselves pretty well. But like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a quick glance as far as what you can expect to see when you open some of these products. And like I mentioned in the intro here, we still have some formats to come out, the Mega Box and the Fanatics box. And as I understand it, just looking at the sheets, the Fanatics boxes are way better. So even though it's a slightly higher price point, like the baseball ones, $30 versus $25, you get more cards and you get exclusive parallels and you just get a better chance of getting all of the better cards overall. So personally, I think I might opt for that. We'll see when those come out. Hopefully we'll get those out soon. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this basketball-themed episode of the Retail Rip Review. I know a lot of you guys are more into baseball, so I appreciate you toughing it out with me here. But I enjoyed looking at those, and familiarity with the baseball cards I think really helps the kind of the crossover there. I like some of the names that we got. Hopefully we'll see some more of these moving forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope everyone has a great day.